Hello, I'm Bim Limony. This is my YouTube channel. Today, I'm painting a protest piece. And before we get started on that, I've linked below some resources on information on knowing your rights in general, knowing your rights when it comes to being stopped or talked to by an ICE agent, as well as a couple of organizations that are good and reliable resources. So, I'm gonna show you what I got going on. And also kind of just like welcome back to my old studio. So I recorded just a lot of me like painting this. I didn't talk at all, so we're gonna put some text in. I'm really struggling on where to put the text in. But I also really love the iconography of just Miss Lady Liberty, which by the way, did you know Lady Liberty, the rest of that is the Statue of Liberty enlightening the world. That's like what she's doing with that torch. Stunning. Why don't we talk about that more? But anyways, I've replaced her torch with a Molotov cocktail. And I think that's hilarious. And also, fantastic commentary on what the is going on in the United States right now and how there are lots of citizens who are so upset about this. I'm upset. So I'm painting about it. She's getting a little bit of a revamp, but this is the idea. She came from this lovely little sketch in my sketchbook. I was on the phone and I was like, this isn't what I'm imagining. I can like see it in my mind's eye, but I can't quite get it. So I did a dumb little sketch, ink, and I was like, actually, she kind of eats. So took a picture of her, moved her to my laptop, my brother's laptop, projected it onto this big canvas, and traced her. And once I'd traced Miss Liberty, I went in trying to figure out where to place the text for the piece, which I think is important context. The text is the last line of Emma Lazarus's poem, The New Colossus, and it reads, "I lift my lamp beside the golden door." Pause the video now if you want to read the rest of that. It's a beautiful poem. But when this poem was added to the display of Miss Liberty, and with her proximity to Ellis Island, she became an icon for immigrants coming to America. So I think using her as my icon to be protesting the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement's actions and the US government's hostility towards its immigrants in general right now makes a lot of sense. And then replacing her peaceful torch with the little cocktail she's got there, but keeping that plain look on her face that she has originally really nailed the energy of this piece, I think. And fun fact, I memorized and performed this poem at a state poetry competition in high school. So it's very familiar, very near and dear. I'm liking it so far, and tomorrow I will add a background. So this piece started out a lot more serious than it is. It started out very like somber, which things are somber. But I actually quite like the comedic tone of this better. I think it might be a more palatable piece for some folks, which I think I like. I think I like it, but also a little threatening, okay? So, can't complain too much there. The paint is the canvas is awfully textured because I didn't really prime it super thick. I primed it pretty thin, so it's taking a lot of paint. Did you know that our Secretary of Press is being dishonest to the public about what's happening with immigrants? She was asked recently, I watched her interview, or I guess it's kind of an interview, a press conference type of situation, when she was asked about what's happening in Los Angeles and if the president has anything to say about the National Guard being deployed in Los Angeles. And first of all, she defended that, and then also was dishonest about the folks that they were taking from Los Angeles. She spoke on the matter as if they were only taking violent, awful criminals. And then she went through a list and named a bunch of terrible, awful folks who had done terrible, awful things and which country that they were from. But she doesn't talk about how they're taking like regular folks. So she's being dishonest. I understand her. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. I remember being in high school, being like, I don't know, probably like 15 or something, and seeing comics, like comic artists, and particularly seeing political comic artists, and being always so impressed by what they said. And I remember thinking, as like a 15-year-old, thinking, I just don't know how to make these comics. I don't know how they think of things to make. I didn't know anything. That's why. The moment that you start knowing things, you got plenty to write about. Plenty to write about. So now I'm doing that. A lot of my pieces recently have been in political nature, but you know, I think that's true about anything. Like whatever you do, if you're an artist, it goes into your art. So, you know, but I've been feeling quite like saying things art says best. So it also helps me not lose my mind and feel like I'm actually going crazy. It's already looking much cooler, huh? I think I might put some yellow stars in there. Obviously a throwback to good old stars and stripes. This is nice acrylic paint. What is this? Liquitex Basics? Slay. Shout out Liquitex Basics. I'm gonna finish up painting this blue where I want it, and then I'll be right back. And then this all needs filled in better, so I'm gonna do that too. I got some teal going on for Miss Liberty. I got my fan drying it so that here soon I can go in with this deep, I might add a little bit more yellow, but this really deep green color I got going on to do some of the line work again, and then go through and do my process all over again. First I'm gonna white out the the bottle, because I don't really like its shape. I want it to be more beer bottle shape, so I'm gonna try to reshape that with this. Bottles are so hard. Oh, I feel like I had that angle in there. Now you might be asking yourself, do they even know what a beer bottle looks like? In theory, I think I do, but it's not really looking like I do, huh? Poor shape. Ooh, ooh. I might Google what a beer bottle looks like. Now I'm going to use the screen, and I'm going to go in and kind of redo the line work for this Statue of Liberty. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that, but that is a much better color than the kind of purpley color that I had underneath. This makes much more sense for her. Ooh, this is nice. I'm kind of winging it as I go along, so I'm going to draw the fire kind of shape around this. Wish me luck. And then when this dries, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of highlight. Make it pizzazz, give it some zzz, you know? I'm gonna let this dry, I'll be back. All right, I'm gonna go in with some white. All right, here is where I am with the piece. I wanted to stop where I was to get some documentation because I'm doing a lot of little detail things that won't really be that interesting to watch me do, but they make the painting that much more interesting. So I'm working on those right now, and yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm liking it a lot so far. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with the text because there's supposed to be text on this. That's, I left my lamp beside the golden door, but she's pretty cool looking as she is, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot, so see you tomorrow. And that's the piece. I think it's pretty well done. All I have to do is put a seal over it and maybe do some details. I know that there's a few like light blue spots that I'd like to fill in, but yeah, I think I just have to seal it. So I hope that you enjoyed the making of this piece. I've been feeling a little off and overwhelmed, and so this is the content this month. If you want to get the original, you can find her on my shop. If you want to get a print, you can find her on my print shop, or any of the other originals and prints that I have available, links in the description. If you want to support me as an artist, the best way that you can do that is to sign up for memberships. I send out an envelope with goodies on the 1st of every month. If you want to sign up for that, also link in the description. And again, there are good links on information on what's going on with the United States government and how they're handling immigration right now and what you can do to protect yourself and protect others. So keep speaking up, keep talking about it, keep learning about what's going on if you can. Thanks so much. I am Bim Lemony. If you liked this, like it, be sure to subscribe. I'll talk to you next month. Bye.